Good morning. Good evening. Can anyone hear me? Is I audible? Can somebody confirm me? We'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes and we can start. Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible. So today webinar is a very important one. This is for the new TDS rules, which is effective from July 1st, 2021. It means from next Thursday, these rules are applicable. Before we start our presentation, we would like to request that you please subscribe to our YouTube channel Tax Acharya. Given below is the link of the YouTube channel, and if you find complicated, you can WhatsApp me message at 9089440882. I will send you the link. Please have a look of the rules of the today webinar. I request everyone to please switch off your video and audio. The duration of the webinar will be maximum 40 minutes. And to get the copy of the today presentation, please send a WhatsApp message at 9089440882 with your name and email ID. I will provide you. And I will also answer all your questions at the end of the sessions. Please type your questions in the comment box. Now, what we are going to cover today? We are going to discuss 3 new TDS rules. First is section 194Q, then section 206AB, and then section 139AA. Let's start with section 194Q. What is the provision is saying? The provision is saying that in the case your turnover exceeds 10 crore and you are purchasing goods worth of 50 lakh from anyone, more than 50 lakh, then you have to deduct TDS at the rate of 0.1% on the amount exceeding 50 lakh. And if the parallel sale is not provided, you have to deduct 5%. What will happen if we don't comply with section 194Q? Then you will be defaulter under section 40AIA, and then your 30% of the purchase will be disallowed. The most important things which we saw in section 194Q is goods. So let us spend some time to understand goods. What is goods on which TDS is applicable? Electricity. Yes, electricity. You must be shocked by seeing the electricity. But if you are purchasing more than 50 lakh of electricity from any electricity board, you're required to deduct TDS under section 194Q. Electricity is a good under Central Excise Act. Software on which TDS under section 194G is not applicable, like canned software. If you're purchasing any canned software, which is goods, you have to deduct section 194Q. Out-of-pocket expenses form part of the purchase value of goods other than GST. So when we purchase goods, we purchase some freight charges, installation charges. All this will be part of goods and we have to deduct TDS. Advance payment. If you're making advance payment to the vendor to purchase of goods, you have to deduct TDS. And purchase of repairs and maintenance items like paint, granite, etc. So given a contract, okay, paint my building, put granite on my office or factory. So that purchase price, whatever you are paying to the vendor, you have to deduct TDS. Few examples on which definition of goods not applicable will be immovable goods, means land and building. Then shares and securities, on it is not applicable, and software on second cell with declaration. So in the case you are purchasing software with second cell, on this also it is not applicable. Now, what is the process? How to is going to be implemented? Oh, sorry, all ERP has released new patch. So please consult your ERP. They have released a patch for that, and get it done and deduct 50 lakhs. The moment you say vendor from April till date exceed 50 lakh, deduct TDS at the rate of 0.1%. Let us do some simple case study. I'll not get, because it's there's a conflict between TDS and TCS. I am not going with that. I'm just saying that, okay, you suppose you are a company with more than hello. Okay. So you have to suppose you purchase a laptop, AMCS software from Dell. Then how this will happen? So in the first tab, purchase of software 30 lakh, you deduct section 194J. Purchase of laptop 25 lakh, since the amount is less than 50 lakh, no TDS. AMC of 1 year 194J, and rent of laptop and server 10 lakh 194I. So this is the way we are deducting. Now suppose the purchase of laptop becomes 25 becomes 55 lakh, then on 5 lakh you deduct TDS under section 194Q. And it's better to ask separate invoice for each item, because that is the way you can have a control, because ERP also don't understand multiple rates for one vendor. Let's see another case study. On 15th June, you purchase a laptop 30 lakh, then 194 is not effective. Again, you purchase laptop September 15 lakhs. Still, it's not applicable because you're not crossed 50 lakh. Then on 10th March, you purchase another 20 lakh. Now this becomes 65 lakh. So on 15 lakhs, you have to deduct TDS under section 194. And on purchase of service, you have to deduct 194G only. Let us see down one more cases there. Purchase of service 30 lakh, no TDS. Purchase of service again 25 lakh, no TDS. The moment you purchase of laptop 55 lakh, then you have to deduct TDS under section this one. 5 lakh. What are the challenges is going to be faced by the company to implement? The first one is electric company. I am sure that not a single electricity company will provide you to deduct TDS. Because when you make the payment of TDS, you have to go to the electricity board portal, and if it's 12 lakh, you have to make 12 lakh. There's no space to pay less or more. So how you will do that? My advice is that it's a 0.1%. Please keep paying attention to that. Can somebody put in mute? I request. Just see. I just put him mute. So it's better you keep paying TDS, and whenever in future, definitely they will come with. It's not like that. They can continue this for very long. You have to come with some solution to provide scope for TDS, and then you can adjust. Vendor with TCS. So yes, you will have a big fight. So whenever you're going to receive a PO, please make sure that you are a company more than 10 crore and don't collect TCS. We will deduct TDS. Makes that. Another interesting is that multiple vendor ID with single PAN. So you may have multiple vendor ID for a single PAN because they have multiple GST numbers. So in that case, or you may also have multiple branches. So in that case, so you have to fix this in your ERP to see that 50 lakh, the timer will automatically trigger for all the vendor ID. And one important thing, you please block your TCS account from July 1st. You'll make sure that you're not going to pay TCS from July 1st on purchase of goods, because you are a company more than 10 crore and you're not required to pay TCS, but collect collect TDS and pay. with this small brief, now we'll move to section 206 AB. The 206 AB is saying that TDS will be double rate or 5%, whichever is higher, for non-filer of income tax return, and whose TDS is more than 50,000 deducted. And this is not applicable to salary income and non-resident. So the TDS will not be minimum 5% or 10% or 20%. These are the three TDS rate will be there. Now, how do you know you can whether my vendor has filed return or how you get the data? Now, income tax has come with a utility. Okay, you can go to the utility. For utility, first you have to log into the income tax portal through your TAN, and then you go to this one reporting utility. You register your this one other tax deductor, and then you can download in bulk report also. That whether they have filed the last, it will come yes, no, in the report will come. Who is this? Okay. Hello. So this is the way it's going to come. It will say yes, and then accordingly you have to map to the ARP how you will do that to deduct higher rate of TDS. The challenge will be that it is going to be a repetitive process. The tax due rates are different because he should be a filer within under section 139(1). And 139(1) are different for different kind of tax assessee. For individuals, it is 31st July. For corporate and tax audit cases, it is 30th September. And for TP cases, it is 31st October. So how this, let's wait for some clarification from the government on this. But it is going to be a repetitive process. Every year you have to upload and find who is the non-filer or who is a specialized person and accordingly tag. So today I may not be a filer, but tomorrow I may not be a filer. So these things you have to tag. Coming to section 139AA. This section was already there from last 2 to 3 years, and it was postponing every 3 months, 6 months. Government is allowing time, okay, that you link your PAN with Aadhaar, and they're extending the dates. So the section says that the moment you don't link your PAN with Aadhaar, your PAN is deactivated, and actually you don't have PAN. So what will happen if you don't have PAN? So if for my vendor if I see from a company, if my vendor PAN is deactivated, it means he don't have PAN number, and then I have to deduct 20% tax. So remember, in your ERP or your system, already he has provided the PAN number, which was active till 30th June, but from 1st July, it's not going to be active. So till 30th June, you're deducting normal TDS, but from 1st July, you're going to deduct 20%. In the case he has not linked your PAN with Aadhaar. Also, the problem is that with the employee, how you deal with the employee? There are a number of employees who are not able to track your PAN with Aadhaar. So how you are going to deduct TDS? That question needs to be answered. How do you know whether your vendor or employee or shareholder has linked their PAN with Aadhaar? Same utility. In the utility, we can see who has linked. So 3 things we can see, whether it's a valid or invalid PAN, whether he has linked PAN with Aadhaar, or whether he's a special person. Yes, no. All this report will come in the reporting utility, which has been released yesterday. I said you challenge that regarding the employee, you don't know. Suppose he's not able to link a PAN with Aadhaar, then he don't have a PAN. If my employee don't have a PAN, what will be the TDS impact? That yet to be found. So now the session is open for questions and answers. If you have any questions, I request to please type into chat box. We can discuss that. Further, I request everyone to give your feedback or send your message, WhatsApp message at 90089448082 with your name and email ID. And I could request everyone to subscribe to our YouTube channel. With this, I will closing the webinar. Thank you. Good evening. Stay safe.